You've arrived at Adventures in Dreamland. Soft, surreal, and slightly cheeky sleep stories with awe and wonder. I'm Serene, your guide tonight. I'm grateful you're here. I write these stories to help you drift and grow. Each night, you're welcomed into a dreamy space from across the world. I'd love to know where you are. Now, we return to what we are. Every living organism on this planet, no matter how small or complex, wants the same thing. Every action we take is for this one thing: to avoid pain and obtain bliss. Bliss is a state of endless joy, mixed with peace beyond our knowing. Whether you call it the soul, awareness, or your highest self, that part of you, during deep sleep, temporarily withdraws from the body and the conscious mind and returns to the freedom and unity with the divine. Bliss without awareness. This restores not just the body and mind, but our spirits too, offering a sense of inner peace and clarity. So yes, sleep is sacred. You are returning back to your natural state. Freedom. Your story begins. The Long Dreamy Haul Through India is episode 97. This is the fifth stretch in our Dream Haul mini-series, which resides inside the larger Dream Grounding playlist, where we appreciate the everyday beauty of life on the road through travel. 1. Vikram. The colors find you first. Before you open your eyes, before you register the heat or the noise or the faint smell of incense and diesel braided together in the air. The colors, they press against your eyelids like stained glass: orange, cobalt blue, a yellow so bright it could wake you up even if you weren't already waking up, which, apparently, you are. You blink, you sit up, and you think, how did I end up in what appears to be the world's most aggressively decorated truck? Either you fell asleep watching a Bollywood film and got absorbed into the scenery, or this dream has opinions about color theory and isn't keeping them to itself. Not that you're complaining. The cab is a Tata, India's truck, built for roads that would make other trucks file a formal complaint. The dashboard is cracked from heat and years, but you barely notice because every available surface has been painted. Blue body panels covered in swirling designs, lotus flowers, peacocks, geometric borders in orange and gold. The bumper reads, "Horn, okay, please," in letters so cheerful they practically honk themselves. Along the mud flaps, hand-painted tigers chase hand-painted deer through hand-painted forests. On the dashboard, a small brass Ganesh sits in a nest of fresh marigolds, orange, fragrant, slightly wilting in the heat, but still committed. A stick of incense smolders beside him in a tiny holder, sending a thin thread of sandalwood smoke spiraling toward the windshield. The whole cab smells like flowers and prayer and engine grease, which, in India, is its own kind of holy. And behind the wheel, Vikram, mid-40s, wiry, the way people are wiry when their body has been doing physical work since it was old enough to carry things. Thin mustache, dark eyes that move fast and miss nothing. He wears a cotton kurta, faded blue, sleeves rolled to the elbows, and a pair of chapals, sandals, that have walked more miles off the truck than most shoes walk in a lifetime. His hands are in constant motion, even when the wheel is straight, adjusting the mirror, tapping the dash, gesturing at the road as if he's in conversation with it. "Uth gay," he says, grinning. "You're up? Good. You were sleeping like a buffalo in a pond. I was getting jealous." He pats the steering wheel. "This is Rani, Queen. She is a Tata 1613, 18 years old, and she has carried more weight across this country than most bridges. Don't let the paint fool you. She is a working woman. She just believes in looking good while she works." Rani rumbles beneath you, loud, proud, a deep, rattling, unapologetic vibration that moves through the seat, through your spine, through your teeth. She does not purr. She does not hum. She announces. Every pothole, every gear change, every bump in the road is a statement, delivered at volume, as if Rani has decided that subtlety is a Western luxury she has no time for. "India has over 8 million truck drivers," Vikram says, weaving around something you can't see yet and would rather not identify. Largest trucking workforce on Earth. 70% of everything in this country moves by road, by truck, by men like me, in trucks like her. He taps the painted panel beside the window. The painting is not decoration, it is tradition. Since the 1950s, truck artists have been painting these rigs by hand. Every truck is different. Every one tells a story. Peacocks for pride, lotuses for purity, tigers for strength, and horn, okay please, because in India, honking is not rude. It is communication. It is how we say, "I am here. I see you. Please move your cow." 2. The highway. The traffic is not traffic. Traffic implies a system, rules, lanes that mean something. What you are currently witnessing through Rani's windshield is not a system. It is improvisation, a jazz performance conducted at 60 kilometers per hour by 8 million participants who have all agreed silently that the only real rule is keep moving. Trucks, buses, the state-run kind, painted in faded government colors and packed so full that passengers have opinions about the seating arrangements, but no say in them. Auto rickshaws, buzzing between lanes like neon green wasps. Motorcycles carrying a man, a woman, 2 children, and a bag of rice, all balanced, with the structural integrity of a prayer. A bullock cart, wooden-wheeled, moving at the speed of contemplation, its ox unbothered by the century it appears to be in, and in the center lane, standing with the calm authority of something that knows it cannot be honked at, a cow, a sacred cow, just standing there, chewing, existing, daring you to have somewhere more important to be. Vikram swerves around her with the reflex of a man who has been swerving around cows since he was old enough to reach the pedals. She is not lost, he says. She lives here. The highway is her living room. We are her guests. Horns. Everywhere horns. Not angry horns. Conversational horns. A short beep. I'm passing. 2 beeps. I see you. A long blast. Please reconsider your lane choice. Rani's horn is a deep, chest-rattling bellow that sounds like a temple bell crossed with a foghorn, and Vikram uses it the way a musician uses an instrument, with rhythm, with intention, and with the absolute conviction that silence is not an option. This is the national highway, he says, navigating a gap between a bus and a cart that appears to be roughly the width of a suggestion. Part of the Golden Quadrilateral, over 3,600 miles connecting Delhi, Mumbai, Chennai, Kolkata, India's biggest infrastructure project. Before they built it, the average truck speed was under 20 miles per hour. Can you imagine? A country of 1.4 billion people, and freight moved at the speed of a bicycle. He shakes his head. The highway changed everything. Speed doubled, costs dropped. Goods reached villages that used to wait weeks. Not perfect, never perfect, but better, and better in a country this big saves lives. 3. The dhaba. The dhaba doesn't have a sign. It has a smell. That's how you find it. Before the building appears, before the dusty lot and the parked trucks and the charpoy beds lined up under a neem tree, the smell arrives. Cumin roasting in hot oil, dal bubbling slow and thick, perfumed with turmeric and asafoetida, roti dough slapping against the walls of a clay tandoor, baking in seconds into golden blistered rounds that puff with steam when you tear them. And beneath it all, chai, black tea boiled hard with milk and cardamom and ginger and sugar, reduced to something so concentrated it could restart a stalled heart. This is a dhaba, not a restaurant, an institution. India's roadside kitchen, older than the highways, older than the trucks, probably older than the recipe for dal itself, though no one can prove it because no one wrote the recipe down. It was passed from hand to hand, pot to pot, tongue to tongue, for generations. Vikram pulls Rani into the lot and parks beside a truck, so elaborately painted it looks like a parade float that got lost. He hops down, sandals hitting dust, and walks toward the kitchen with the stride of a man coming home. The cook sees him. No greeting is needed. A ladle rises. A plate appears. Dal. Mountains of rice. 2 rotis, hot enough to burn your fingers, which is the correct serving temperature, a scoop of mixed vegetable sabzi, a spoonful of achar, mango pickles so sour and spicy it makes your eyes water and your soul grateful, and chai, served in a kulhad, a small clay cup, unglazed, rough in your hand, smelling faintly of earth. The kulhad is single use, Vikram says, sipping his chai. You drink, you smash the cup on the ground, and the clay goes back to the earth. No waste, no washing, just mud, becoming cup, becoming mud again. We've been doing it for centuries. You drink. The chai is thick and sweet and hits your bloodstream like a warm handshake from the inside. You smash the cup on the ground. It breaks cleanly. Something about the gesture feels ancient and right, like you've completed a tiny ritual you didn't know you needed. Dhabas serve 50 million meals a day across India, Vikram says. 50 million? Some started as one pot over a fire beside the road. Now, they feed the country. The Amrik Sukhdev dhaba on the highway to Amritsar serves 7,000 people daily. 7,000. Out of a kitchen the size of your bedroom. Around you, truckers eat cross-legged on charpoys, string beds, simple frames with woven rope, the oldest furniture design in India, and still the most comfortable after 16 hours on the road. Some sleep, some talk. One man is getting a shave from a barber who has set up shop under the neem tree with a mirror, a blade, and a bowl of soapy water. A radio plays Bollywood music, a woman's voice, high and sweet, singing about love or loss or both, because in Hindi film songs, they are usually the same thing. Vikram finishes his dal, wipes the plate clean with the last piece of roti, the proper way, wasting nothing, and stands. Full stomach, full heart, he says. Now the road feels shorter. 4. The green country. The Indo-Gangetic Plain is not a landscape. It is a miracle of repetition. Flat, green, wet, endless. Rice paddies stretch to the horizon in every direction, their surfaces flooded with a thin sheet of water that reflects the sky so perfectly it looks like the earth has been tiled with pieces of heaven. Egrets stand in the paddies on one leg, white and still, like punctuation marks in a sentence that goes on forever. Sugarcane rises in dense walls along the road. Mustard fields blaze yellow, so bright, so uniform, they look painted. Mango orchards sit heavy and dark in the heat, their fruit still weeks from ripe. The trees casting shade so deep it feels like a room. This plain feeds 1 billion people. The Ganges and its tributaries water it. The monsoon fills it, and trucks like Rani carry what it produces to every corner of a country that stretches from the tropics to the Himalayas. You want to know what I'm carrying? Vikram says, tilting his head toward the back. Cooking gas, medicine, school textbooks. Not glamorous, not exciting. But take any one of those away from a village and see what happens. He holds up 3 fingers. No gas means no cooking. A family eats cold food or burns wood and breathes smoke. No medicine means a fever that should last 2 days, last 2 weeks. No textbooks means a girl who should be reading is sitting in a classroom, staring at empty hands. He lowers his hand. I carry possibility. That's what's in the trailer. 40 crates of possibility. Over 60% of India's truckers are owner-operators. 1 man, 1 truck, 1 livelihood. Most drive 14 to 16 hours a day. The roads range from smooth expressways to dirt tracks, where the only lane markings are the ruts left by the truck that came before you. The entire supply chain, from port to village, factory to farm, city to mountain, depends on men like Vikram, driving trucks like Rani on roads that sometimes exist and sometimes are more of a theory. A village appears on the left, small, a cluster of brick houses, a temple with a saffron flag, a shop with 3 products displayed on a shelf, and a man asleep behind them. 2 boys on a bicycle wave at Rani. Vikram honks twice. I see you, and the boys grin so wide you can see it from the highway. Every village knows the sound of their truck, he says. They hear Rani coming and they know. Supplies are here. It's a small thing, but small things keep people alive. 5. The mountains. The flat world ends without warning. One moment, the Indo-Gangetic Plain stretches green and level to every horizon. Rice paddies and sugar cane, and the gentle certainty of flatness. The next, the earth tilts. The road bends upward. Trees appear on slopes that weren't there 10 minutes ago. And through the windshield, rising above the haze, like a wall built by someone who didn't know when to stop, the Himalayas, not the peaks, not yet, the foothills. But even the foothills of the Himalayas are taller than most countries' mountains, and they stack on top of each other in green, forested ridges that get darker and steeper the further you look, until the last ridge disappears into cloud, and you're left staring at the place where the earth meets the sky, and neither one blinks. The air changes. You feel it through the open window, cooler, thinner, carrying the scent of pine resin and wet stone and something clean and sharp that you can only describe as altitude. Your lungs notice. Your skin notices. Even Rani notices. Her engine pitches higher as the incline steepens, her gears working harder, her painted panels rattling with the effort of pulling 40 crates of possibility up the side of a continent. The hairpin turns begin, not gentle curves, hairpins. The road folds back on itself so sharply that you can look out the window and see the stretch you were on 2 minutes ago, directly below you, already far enough down to make your stomach politely suggest you stop looking. Vikram drives with a calm focus you haven't seen from him before. The constant motion of his hands has stilled. Both grip the wheel. His eyes read the road 3 turns ahead, and his feet work the pedals with the precision of a man who knows exactly how much brake and how much faith each corner requires. India's mountain roads, he says, not taking his eyes off the curve, include some of the highest motorable passes on earth. The Kardung La, over 17,500 feet. Military convoys use it. Civilian trucks use it. Buses full of tourists use it. 1 lane, no guardrails. A drop of 3,000 feet on the left side and a rock wall on the right. He honks before a blind corner. 2 short blasts. From the other side, an answering horn, a bus, appearing around the bend with the casual inevitability of a thing that was always going to be there. That's the safety system, Vikram says. Horn before the turn. Listen for the answer. If you hear it, wait. If you don't, pray and go. Rani squeezes past the bus with inches to spare. Neither driver seems concerned. This is Tuesday for them. Pine forests close in on both sides. Rhododendrons bloom in red bursts along the roadside. A waterfall threads down a rock face and crosses the road in a thin silver sheet that Rani drives through without slowing, her painted tigers briefly wearing a veil of mist. People ask me why I drive the mountain routes, Vikram says. The plains are easier, safer, faster. I tell them the mountains need things too, and if I don't bring them, who will? 6. 40 crates. The town sits on a shelf of land carved into the mountainside, as if the hill made room for it out of politeness. Terraced fields step down the slope below. Prayer flags snap in the wind above. The buildings are a mix of stone and corrugated tin, painted in faded blues and yellows, with balconies that sag under the weight of drying laundry and potted marigolds. A temple bell rings somewhere, once, clear, hanging in the mountain air like a note that doesn't want to land. Vikram parks Rani at the edge of town where the road widens just enough to fit her. She's breathing hard, engine ticking fast, radiator hissing, the smell of hot brakes mixing with pine. She earned this stop. Word travels the way it does in small towns, instantly, invisibly, through some network of glances and shouts, and children running ahead to announce what's coming. By the time Vikram opens the trailer doors, people are already gathering. A man in a wool vest helps unload the cooking gas cylinders, heavy, blue, each one a month of hot meals for a family. He carries them 2 at a time, 1 on each shoulder, with the practiced ease of someone who has been doing this since the cylinders were taller than he was. A woman from the clinic accepts the medicine crates, antibiotics, bandages, fever reducers, a box of syringes. She checks the inventory against a handwritten list, nods once, and smiles the kind of smile people give when something they've been waiting for finally arrives. And then the teacher. She's young, mid-20s, wearing a salwar kameez and a sweater that's slightly too big, her hair pulled back, her eyes bright with the particular energy of someone who believes in what she's doing with her entire body. She opens the textbook crate on the spot, pulls one out, runs her hand across the cover the way you'd touch something you'd been promised, but didn't quite believe would come. "How many?" she asks Vikram. 60, he says. She closes her eyes for a second. 60 books. 60 children who will open them tomorrow and read their own name on the inside cover and feel, maybe for the first time, that the world has included them in something. Children crowd around Rani. They touch her painted panels, the peacocks, the tigers, the lotus flowers, with fingers that trace the designs like they're reading a story. A boy, maybe 9, peers into the cab with the wide-eyed focus of someone who has just discovered that the inside of a truck is an actual place where a person lives. Vikram lifts him in, lets him hold the wheel. The boy honks the horn once, that deep chest-rattling bellow, and the entire town hears it and laughs, and the sound bounces off the mountains and comes back softer, like the hills are laughing too. "This," Vikram says quietly, watching the boy grip the wheel like he's steering the whole world, "is the delivery, not the gas, not the medicine, not the books. This." 7. Good night, Rani. Vikram parks Rani on a pullover halfway down the mountain, where the road bends and the valley opens below like a secret being told. Terraced fields descend the slopes in long curved steps, green and gold, catching the last light. Village lights blink on in the dusk, scattered across the valley like embers from a fire that tipped over gently. Smoke rises from evening kitchens, thin blue columns dissolving into air that smells like pine and cooking spices and the particular sweetness of mountains, cooling after a long day in the sun. And above it all, at the top of the world, the Himalayas, not the foothills now, the real ones, the white wall, snow-capped peaks, glowing pink and gold in the last sunlight, so high and so still they look painted against the sky. Nanda Devi, Traisul, names that sound like prayers. They rise above the clouds, above the eagles, above everything, holding the sky up the way Atlas held the world. Without complaint, without effort, without anyone noticing until they looked up. Vikram turns off the engine. The silence arrives. Not the empty kind, but the mountain kind, full of wind and bird song and the far-off sound of water falling from a height you can't see. He reaches into the dashboard and pulls out a stick of incense, lights it, sets it in the small holder beside the brass Ganesh. The smoke rises in a thin, steady thread, sandalwood, and the cab fills with a scent so familiar and so old, it feels less like a smell and more like a memory your body keeps somewhere deeper then your brain. Vikram presses his palms together briefly, eyes closed. Just a moment. Not long enough to call a prayer, long enough to call a thank you. He leans back in his seat. The faded blue kurta settles. His hands, for the first time all day, are still. My father was a farmer, he says. His voice is softer now. Evening soft, mountain soft, small plot, rice and lentils. He never left the village, never needed to, but he used to say, "The truck that comes to our village brings the world, and one day, maybe you will be the one who brings it." He looks out at the peaks. So here I am, bringing it. Gas and books and medicine and whatever else fits in Rani's belly. Not the whole world, just the parts people need most. The last light leaves the peaks. The pink fades to blue. The blue fades to silver. And then the stars arrive, thick and close, the way they only get at altitude, pressing down from a sky so dark and so clear, it feels like the universe leaned in to listen. The incense smoke curls. The Ganesh sits steady on the dashboard, marigold draped, small and golden, holding his own kind of silence. Rani ticks as she cools. Her painted panels, the peacocks, the tigers, the lotuses, are invisible in the dark now, but they're still there, still telling their story, still bright, even when no one can see. Shubh Ratri, Vikram murmurs. Good night. The words are warm and round, like clay cups that hold exactly enough. The valley lights flicker below. The Himalayas hold the sky above. And somewhere between the two, on a mountain road, in a painted truck, beside a man who carries the world to places the world sometimes forgets, you rest. You're safe. Sweet dreams. Good night.